doing all kinds of things because we like living off what we make. It's like living off the land, and if we don't do it, then we don't survive.
1992, Alabama, the University of Alabama just won the national title. And me and my buddies, we riding around trying to find a bag of weed so we can get high and celebrate. You know, you're looking for weed, drugs, it takes you all kinds of places. So we ended up on this country road, this country store, and the car breaks down. And these two big white guys pull up in a big red Chevy, shotguns in the back, rebel flag, and he steps out, he got his overalls on, he got the tobacco thing in his pocket, and he turns around, he looks, and I could have swore a white sheet fell out of there. And I'm sitting there like this, I'm like, oh my God. But I saw a little Alabama sticker in his window too. I said, roll tide! He said, roll tide! We jumped and we hugged. They gave us beer, they gave us weed. We was hugging, exchanged phone numbers. Oh, man.
Lord, keep me out of his path, please.
That's just like we talk about the senses, you know, when you're blind or something, your other senses, you can't talk your other senses. Those, you find yourself in those survival situations of life and death, like, man, here I am way out here, nowhere. And you pay attention to that little detail saved your life. You know, you were looking for something. Man, I'm terrified. I got, okay, relation. I see a relationship. We use those things. Just like, you know, you actors here, you use those things. You can be looking around the room, okay, yeah, I can do this here, you know, to put myself in that frame of mind.
You was talking about being content. It was the song the poem I just did when I talked about the diamonds sparkling in the moonlight, backgrounded by the deep night. It was Christmas Eve here in Johnson City maybe 4 years ago, and I was living on the street, and it snowed. And I was standing outside about 12:30 at night, and nobody was outside, and the snow was coming down. I was standing up on the street like with nowhere to go, and I was just at so much peace. I was just watching the snow come down, and the street light was right here, and the moon was actually right there, and the snow was coming down, and that was diamonds in the moonlight. And God said, write that down to him. I said, I got it. And I was just walking around with so much peace, and this guy, I walked around the corner, because I was just looking at how beautiful the Christmas Eve night was. It didn't matter that I was homeless. It just that what God had blessed me with to see this. And this guy was trying to push his van. And I ran over to him. It was about 2 in the morning this time. I started helping him push his van. And then all of a sudden a truck comes around the corner. This young white kid jumps out. And he started helping. All of a sudden another guy, homeless guy. It took us about an hour to get the van out from stuff or whatever. We started laughing, and everybody kind of went to separate. And the young guy said, where you going, Tim? I said, I live in the street, man. He said, come on, go with me. I jumped in the truck with him. He had beer. We started drinking beer. Went to his house, and he gave me clothes. I took a shower, ate. I laid down. What I didn't know, it was like 20 other people in this house. Wow. They were there for Christmas. All white people. So I'm going downstairs in the morning. I go in the refrigerator, I look at everybody, I said, Merry Christmas! Everybody's like, Merry Christmas! Food, and I went back upstairs.
Where did that come from?
And his mom was like, oh, it's probably somebody Jay brought home. You know? So they ended up coming down and they act like I was family.
Yeah.
Nobody asked me any questions, nothing. They ended up doing poetry for the whole family.
Great.
And it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Those moments are given.
Sounds like Merry Christmas.
It was beautiful.
That's the whole deal about life, and catching those moments like that, and knowing that they are from the God of your understanding.
But at the time, you know, it was like I was already blessed.
Yeah.
You know, my faith was like, I'm good. I'm good. And
Yeah, you were.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you were well protected.
Yeah,
That's because the Holy Ghost is the comforter.
I was good, man. You know what I'm saying?
The Holy Ghost
I was
is the
good.
comforter. You always all right. Just don't know you are all right.
Just know that moment, Jack.
There's so many stories like that. So many.
Yeah, you got a book and a half and two in you.
Yeah, so many.
Yeah, so write both.
Yeah, I'm taking an acting class with Miss Jane Moore. She said she wants me to do a screenplay of my life.
Good deal.
So she gonna have a class.
Yeah.
She's
Where is
awesome.
she at? Where is she?
Oh, Jane Moore.
Where does she teach? Where is she?
She teaches acting in Knoxville.
Yeah,
In
she just
Knoxville?
wrote a play too. She wrote a play that they perform at Theater Knoxville downtown, Forbidden Knoxville.
Yeah.
She wrote that. I was told that I should contact her about acting classes as well.
Yeah, the class is
I hear she's a
awesome.
really good teacher.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
I have a friend who's a close friend of hers.
That's the magic word, networking. That's the word.
I wouldn't be right here.
Yeah, that's for sure. And so many people, you know, they get this attitude about, I do better than you. I don't need you to help me. We need everybody to help everybody, because that's the kind of business this is. You never know when you're gonna have to turn to. Listen, one time I went to an audition. I see this guy standing there. He was one of my old actors that I used to work with way long ago. And I thought of him as a terrible actor then. And here he is producing a movie. And I had to audition for him. You know? And I'm saying, he doesn't know the difference between good acting and bad acting. You know, how would he know? But hell, I had to take and swallow hard, go in there, read, and watch and say, well, perhaps we'll be able to use it. We'll give us your number, we'll call him. You're
You
right.
just don't know, you just don't know.
No, you don't, and that's the whole mystery of this game, really. You don't know. I was sent by Janelle to a place out in Tazewell. I go up there, and they said they needed a Spanish-speaking actor for this particular gig. So I go up there, and I stop at this farmer's, and walking across the road. And I can't find the damn place, so I stop and I said, "Farmer, do you know where so and so?" "Oh, you mean them strange people? They live up in there." I said, "Okay." I swirled through a bunch of woods and everything, and I get up to this round house. It's a round house, right? And I pull up to it, and this guy runs out of this house, and he says, "We've been waiting on you." I said, "Well, thank you." I said, "I didn't know where you really were." So they bring me in there, and honestly, you wouldn't believe it. There was a table with about 15 of these electronic nerd type people, and they're all sitting there with this thing that they wanted me to demonstrate in Spanish for the Spanish market. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, these guys are really weird, And they all live in houses away from their central house, and they ride bicycles to come to this place where they meet in conjunction. And I'm saying, man, you talking about green, that's green, So I went in there, and they hung this thing around my neck, and then they said, "We have a Spanish actress you're going to work with." I said, "Okay." They brought this woman, and she was from Janelle's troupe too. She had showed up earlier, and we're sitting there with this damn thing hanging, and we're making believe that it's translating in our language an American program. And we're not getting nothing out of the damn thing. And I said to the girl in Spanish, I said, "Do you know that we are conducting a scam on our people? Don't you know that?" And she said, "It don't matter, they pay you."
Who was it? Soul gets all the, I see Soul, like almost everything I do is Soul.
Oh my God.
She's everywhere.
Oh God, I couldn't believe it. And,
Are you getting paid? Don't worry about that.
and they also had a sound stage of their own back there. They had a cabin cruiser in that thing and all that. These nerds had built their own sound stage. I said, damn, that's a lot of money for being a nerd, They were smarter than I was, I'll tell you that. they have control of the world, these people, and we don't know it. Every time you go out and you buy a new electronic thing that's gone obsolete, they're obsoleting it. They're up there. We got it one more time, didn't we? That camera went out of complete. It's obsolete already. We'll build them another one. That camera's gonna go obsolete soon. Wow.
Never know what's gonna break out in this group.
Yeah.
But can you imagine that, man? I'm telling you. And there they were.
It's one time, it's kind of like, it's
Yeah.
kind of bad here, but it's still
Okay, go ahead.
private.
Okay.
You know, I had some dope, right?
Uh,
And it was like, Tim got the good dope. Tim got the good dope.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I hustle dope, in the street. So the guy said, "Is it good, Tim?" I said, "Yeah, it's good." I said, "I tell you what, I'll let you test it out. And if it's good, then you pay me for it." He said, "Okay." So I give him the dope. He hit the dope, and the police knock on the door. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, wow.
So when the police knock on the door, everybody scatters. I'm right next to him though, because he owed me money.
Yeah.
So we walking. I said, "Hey man, wait up, hold on, wait. We trying to get away,
You know,
trying to
you're
get
all
it,
sure,
right?
yeah.
I said, "Hey man, you gonna get it?" He, "Well man, he la. I said, "You don't want to pay my money." I said, "Okay, no problem." I said, "No problem." I said, "How many kids you got, man?" He said, "I got a small conversation when I'm looking around. Like, no police, right?" He said, "I got about, bro." Bam! I hit him.
Oh, my goodness.
And I hit him, and he hits the ground. Boom! As soon as he hits the ground, the police turn the corner.
Oh, boy.
I've been a bad guy, just being honest.
Yeah.
The police turn the corner. And when the police turn the corner, I'm helping him up. And
A reversal.
the police come over and they run over and say, "What happened?" He looked, he said, "It was the black guy." I looked at the police officer. I said, "Ain't that a mess?" It's always the black guy. Damn. That already got my money out of his pocket too. This stuff that happens, it's bad stuff. It's all part of the story.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And now you're an innocent lamb who has lost his way. Ba.
I'm a bad guy trying to be in that. So I'm still a bad guy. I'm just not acting bad.
Hey, well, good. Stay that way because I'm afraid you might hit me once in a while for something, you know. And I'll never know where you are and all that. And I'll have to be afraid all the time. And I won't be able to go to certain gas stations because you may be there. And wait a minute. I remember raising my window to you one time.
You only gave me $2.
That's all I gave you, $2. Well, good. God, you only got me for $2. That's all right. That ain't bad.
I need $2.
Oh, God, here we go. Well, I'm glad that you're back where you belong, son. I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. You know, I
Oh,
get the
yeah.
opportunity to
Sure.
share the story. You know.
And let me tell you something. You were born to be in the passion of this outcome. Really, you are. You were an actor from the day you were born. Something in your life made you have to survive by the mind working and the attitudes and the attention, even when you were a kid. How many times you talk bullshit at some of the kids in the playground there? "Hey, that's my basketball." "Oh, it is?" "Yeah, it's my basketball. You keep away from it." It wasn't his basketball. Don't mess with him. That kid will knock you in your ass. Wham! Basketball, you're gone. He did that. He was small. And you had to survive. You never felt the love you had to have. Did you? You never really did. You didn't. And you know something? We that go into the arts are usually people like that. We've never felt the clutch of love. And so we try to gain love by being actors, bringing them, drawing them to us, like the flame that draws the butterfly.
Tell you like.
Yeah.
When I did poetry like
Yeah.
first grade to third grade,
There you go.
and then I got away from it. And then I, got on drugs real bad, and I was staying with my mom. I think I was about 25, and I had smoked up Christmas money or something,
Yeah.
and I was missing for like 2 weeks. So I finally showed back up, like 2 in the morning. My mom opened the door, she looked at me, She didn't say anything, she just shook her head and walked off. So I walked in, my head, I was feeling real bad.
Yeah.
I lay down on the floor and balled up in a knot. So much pain that just wanted to die. And God said, right. I was like, right what? He said, right. It's all right. So I got up, got the pen and looked at the paper. Right what? He said, right what you feel on the inside. And when he said that, it's like, pen touched the paper, and everything on the inside just came out.
Exactly. Exactly.
And when I got through, I looked at it, I was like, oh my God. I ran, I beat on my mom's door, I woke her up, and I read it to her, and you could see her whole, she just,
Yes.
you know, just like, you know, so everywhere I go,
Yes.
you have to hear it to really understand.
I know. I know.
You know,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
had a friend of mine, and I draw too.
Yeah.
Had a friend of mine. He'd always go through pain. Whenever he go through pain, he come in and talk to me. And I tell him some God talk. He's like, you got me again, right? So one particular day, his income tax got taken. He was about to go to jail the next week. Lost his job, just calamity. He's like, Tim, what God at now? What God at now? And I couldn't say anything. I'm like, how I can't talk? How am I lost for words? I couldn't figure it out. I was walking around the house trying to put something, and nothing would come. He was throwing stuff, getting his food out the refrigerator. And he laid down on the mattress with the bricks. And he had to cover it like this. And the pain was just all in his face. And I was sitting over top of him like this, like, God, why I ain't got no words? God said, draw him.
Oh, but you was on the west part of
I said,
640.
what?
I'm talking about east
Draw
part of
him.
640.
I said, what if you wake up? He said, I said, draw him. I said, all right. So I got a piece of paper and a book and a pencil. I was sitting there trying to, I ain't drawn in 7 years. What? So I looked at the window and I pulled the curtain back and the light hit his face. And I was ready. And time I got through, I'm talking about immediately when I finished and did like this, he woke up. And when he woke up, I just did like this. And he looked at it, and the light, he just glowed.
Yes.
I had the bricks. It was him. It was him.
Great.
He went to jail a week later, and people come by the house and we sitting outside. They said, "Where James at?" And you have a chair with the picture in it. They said, "Here you go right there," and people would pick it up, and it would just take you. It would just take you, man. He had a son. His son hadn't seen him in like 5 years. It was 5 years after the fact. And I was taking a picture because people wanted to see it over the city.
Yeah.
And I showed somebody a picture. His son and his mom were coming out of this apartment. And the son always asked me, Drane, where my daddy at? I said, well, man, I talked to your daddy and I tell him something. You know? And he was probably about 9 at this time. And he said, where my daddy at? And I had the picture in my hand. And I did like this. And he got the picture of him and his mom. They just started crying.
Oh, Lord.
I started crying.
I know. Yeah. He always gave you a way to survive, didn't he? Yeah. Now you got to give that to others. You know that? Mr. J, you got to give that to others.
So it's been a beautiful ride.
It is.
Beautiful.